Hi everyone, this is the second insert of our psychic phenomena paranormal activity theme. So I have someone lined up to come on and talk about their experience when I come home from my holidays in a couple of weeks' time. But I thought I would just pop on and tell you about an experience that I heard of. It was actually my ex-husband's brother, and he was living in the family home at the time. And pure skeptic, this bloke, young lad, and apparently he came out onto his landing after just waking up and walked into the landing, and he saw the next door neighbour on his landing. And there mustn't have been any conversation. I don't know how fleeting it was or anything. All I know is this was a story that was relayed to me, and I always remembered it. And he came downstairs and he said to his mum and dad, "Why was Mr. So and so next door upstairs in our house?" And they said, "Well, what are you talking about?" He said, "I just seen him on the stairs." And they had to inform him that the next door neighbour, Mr. So and so, had just passed. Now, my ex's brother didn't know, obviously, that this had happened. And he must have encountered his spirit moving from his home and looking for his way into the spirit world, is what I deducted. So I thought it would be fun for us to look into that today and pull a few cards and get an explanation about it. So I'm going to ask Archangel Metatron deck to give us 3 cards so that we can study it, and ask them to give us validation of what I just said there. In my theory, that it was the soul of the man transitioning and he was just trying to find his way. I'm going to pick 3 of these and see what we get. Okay. So this is the cup of replenishment. So this is the cup of mediumship in the tarot. So this is a person who is past communicating with persons living. This is evolution, moving on. I love this. And this is Mother Earth, grounding and support. So the soul was still grounded. The soul was still on the earth, earthbound, but it was trying to move on. And this is where it was trying to get to. Okay? How lovely is that? Okay. Let's pull a tarot for underneath each one and see if we can get further explanation. I'll move this over so you can see it full screen. Could I have the tarot to show us the representation of the movement that you've just explained to me with the light deck, please? Thank you. Wow. The Ace of Cups in reverse. What did I just say? The Ace of Cups in reverse. That's the representative of the Ace of Cups. So this is the card of mediumship. It's a card of, feeling blocked creativity, feeling loss of love. Just they had just passed out of their body and they felt that they had left their loved one. One for each of these 2 as well, please. So this is the evolution card, birthing the new. So this is the fear of change. The 2 of Wands is, if it's in the upright, you're moving in a new direction, but it's in the reverse. So this person was obviously in fear and hadn't decided that they wanted to move on yet. Okay, they were still earthbound. And this one, yeah. So this is, confusion. The 7 of Swords in reverse. Poor choices, disarray. So this person was confused. The Seven of Cups, it's like a dream state, in between worlds, but earthbound. I just love that. It's really helping us understand, isn't it? Okay. What else can we ask? Let's ask where this soul moved on to. Where did this soul move on to? He conquered his fear. He went to his ancestors. They were all waiting on him. Wow. He went to the higher realms where there was magic. Look at that. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And he got clarity. Clarity's at the bottom of the deck. How beautiful is that? What else can we ask? If this soul could give us a message, you know who I'm talking about. Let's ask the afterlife outbox to connect with this soul that left this story for me to pass on to you. What would you like to tell us? What would you like to tell us? Number 5. If I could go back, I would not let fear hold me back from the truth. If I could go back, I would not let fear hold me back from the truth. So he conquered his fear. He was afraid. He didn't go straight there. Okay. He must have, went on a bit of a travel around people if he actually appeared to his next door neighbor. I love that. We'll have a song as well on that. There's a brain with a light bulb. It's like, this is a light bulb moment. When I realized, I was no longer alive anymore and I had to move on to the light. So this is like consciousness moving on to the light. And the song, if you'd like to look it up, guys, is Reason Why by Ron Pope. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let's get further clarification for you about what I just said there, that, he faltered. He wasn't too sure. He was afraid. And the card of spirituality come out. So this is spiritual wisdom. Okay, but he was afraid of that. He was afraid to move on spiritually. And the next one. And then the one after that. The Queen of Wands in reverse. Well, this is like being quite egotistical, not having much confidence in where he was going. There's no gender in tarot with it being the Queen of Wands, but we'll clarify it further. And this is an injustice. So he felt like, I feel like he felt that he wasn't worthy of moving on to this beautiful place. And he didn't have the confidence to do it. Give me another card for the Queen of Wands in reverse, please. Or maybe there was a female that he was unsure of, because it's underneath the Ancestors card that he was afraid of, going to. So this is wishes coming true, 9 of Cups. Why have you given me the 9 of Cups for this? Happy family. But yeah, the 9 of Cups to the 10 of Cups. He felt insecure I feel like this is perhaps like a mother or someone who he was quite fearful of going to meet. Uh, but everything was fine because he went from the 9 to the 10. But he was just fearful about this, about meeting these ancestors and this female in particular. Conquered the fear about what was ahead. This is a card of ultimate spirituality, the Hierophant. And, this is, just feeling like, well, I mean, justice in reverse is, it can be a card of not being truthful as well. So I feel like he had some misgivings about meeting this female. Confirmation. Yeah, a risky investment. Yeah, about moving on. Two opposing forces working together with the Chariot there. He thought to himself, this is quite risky. Like, where am I going? I don't really know where I'm going. I'm a bit fearful of, meeting this person again. And, I'm fearful about this change. The Chariot's all about, moving forward in a way that creates change. And there at the bottom of the deck, we'll have the 10 of Swords in reverse. So that's, the inevitable end. And it's also an improvement because when the 10 of Swords is in reverse, the worst has already happened. It can only get better after that. Perfect. I love it. So that's one of my stories. I've got lots more. I'll come on and do the same thing in this series on occasion. Let me know if you'd like to hear more of my stories. Let me know again if you'd like to come on. We have someone coming on, as I say, in 2 weeks' time to tell us her story, or stories about her experiences with the paranormal, and that'll be loads of fun. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time. Bye.